Work can change you. Part 1. I don't want to be unemployed, and being a woman is the solution for me to keep working.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Victor. This year I turned 20 years old. I am just an ordinary man who did not continue my education to college due to my family's economic difficulties. Since graduating from high school, I have still been struggling to find a job. I used to work in a factory, even though it didn't last long. I was fired from that factory after only working there for 3 months because my physical condition was deemed inadequate for the job, as the factory required lifting heavy items and standing for hours. I could only resign myself to hearing that decision. I also realized that my body is classified as thin, slender, and seemingly without muscles. For some reason, I also feel very tired working in a factory like that. Fortunately, a few months later, my relative in the capital city invited me to look for a job there. Finally, I applied to one of the mobile phone, accessories, and other technology-related sales places in the capital city. After I went through the interview and other stages of the application process, I finally passed and was accepted. I never expected that I would finally get a job in the capital. Actually, I was a bit pessimistic because one of the requirements in the job vacancy was to have an attractive appearance. I, who am actually a child from the village, was initially a bit nervous, even though my appearance is quite decent. I can also be considered a child who rarely plays outside, so my skin is fair and clean. A few days after the announcement that I was accepted, I was finally able to start working at the mobile phone store. My task is to serve customers who want to buy mobile phones, internet, and other accessories. I feel very different here compared to when I worked in the factory. The room is air-conditioned, the work is relaxed, and the clothes worn are neat. I feel comfortable working here. After 1 week of working here, a major incident struck the mobile phone store where I work. Mr. Alfin, the owner of this mobile phone store, called all the employees. There are a total of 9 employees, 6 women, including 1 branch manager, and the other 3 are men, including me, Mr. Alfin. So, I gathered you all here because there is something I want to discuss. Yesterday, I received a report that some stock of phones in the warehouse had gone missing, and the culprit was one of the employees here. And now that person has been fired. After I looked again, it turned out that another male friend of mine was also missing. I thought he was absent from work because he was sick, but it turns out he was fired for stealing. Mr. Alfin. This incident has happened several times in the past 3 months. I don't know why this keeps happening. I also can't wrap my head around it. And what's even more surprising is that it's always the male employees who cause trouble in this store, said Mr. Alfin, with a slightly raised voice and his hand hitting the table. All the employees were startled by the sound of the table caused by Mr. Alfin. Mr. Alfin, I don't want to have a bad impression of all male employees, or a good impression of female employees, but the fact is like that. And I have made a decision, which is to fire all male employees, and this is also to prevent such incidents from happening again. So for both of you male employees, starting today, you are fired. And for the women, it doesn't mean I'm being nice to you. I'm just upset because of the recent incidents. For the time being, all employees in this store are only allowed to be women and no men. That's all, and please leave my office and return to work. Thank you. Finally, my friend and I could only resign ourselves to being fired. We left the room dejected and prepared to leave the store. Even though I've only been working here for a month, why was I suddenly fired? even though it was someone else's fault. I also got affected. Am I really that unlucky in finding a job? I can't even imagine having to look for a job in this capital city. Likewise, my colleague. What will happen to us next? I said. Well, what can we do? We've been fired, said my friend named Andy. But we didn't do anything wrong, I said. Yes, that's true. We didn't do anything wrong. It's just because we're men that we got fired. Why were we born as men? Indeed, Mr. Alphen is a lecherous boss. Only wants to hire women, and the reasons are just arbitrary, Andy said, grumbling angrily. Yeah, you're right, even though our work is good and diligent. But what can we do? It's just fate. If only we were women too, we could still work here, I said. Suddenly, I fell silent at my own words. A crazy idea crossed my mind, and maybe there was only a small chance that this crazy idea would succeed. But how can we know if we don't try? Even though the chances are small, there's still a possibility of success, rather than not trying at all. All right, I'll go first, said Andy. Oh, yeah, okay. See you later, I replied. I don't want to be unemployed again or get fired. Without thinking twice, I finally turned around and headed back to Mr. Alphen's office. Upon arriving there, I immediately knocked on his office door. Knock, knock, knock. Please come in. What is it now? Is it still not clear, Victor? Said Mr. Alphen. So, here's the thing, sir. There's something I want to discuss with you, I said. All right, please sit down. What do you want to talk about? Said Mr. Alphen. So, sir, earlier you said that if you can't accept male employees, that's why you fired me and my friend, right, sir? I said. Yes, that's right. Why? Said Mr. Alphen. What if I become a woman, sir? Can I still work here? I said nervously to Mr. Alphen. What are you talking about, huh? Are you joking? Said Mr. Alphen. If this place doesn't accept male employees, I want to learn to be a woman as long as I can still work here. I want to do anything, sir, as long as I don't get fired, I said. Are you sure? Mr. Alphen said. Are you sure, sir? I'll do anything, I said. All right, I'll think about it first. You come back here tomorrow. For now, you can go home, said Mr. Alphen. All right, thank you, sir, I said. The next day, I returned to Mr. Alphen's office. So, I have prepared the work contract, which includes an agreement that you are willing to work here for 1 year, with the condition that you must present yourself as a woman, whether you are working or not. Please sign here. If you don't want to sign this contract, you can just leave from here, said Mr. Alphen. All right, sir, I will sign this now, I said. Okay then, that's good. Please go ahead, said Mr. Alphen. What I was thinking at that moment was just, for the sake of my survival in the capital, I don't want to be unemployed anymore. Suddenly someone entered Mr. Alphen's office. After I looked closely, it turned out she was the branch manager of this store. Her name is Nia. Nia, come here, said Mr. Alphen. Okay, sir, said Nia. So, Victor, starting tomorrow you have to live with Nia. She will teach you how to be a woman. I have already told her beforehand, and you just have to follow whatever Nia instructs. Because I also don't want my customers to leave if they find out that you are not a real woman. That's why you will be trained by Nia first, and then you can return to work, said Mr. Alphen. Yes, all right, sir. I will learn to the best of my ability, sir, I said to Mr. Alphen. Remember, Victor, one of the points in the contract states that if you cause problems for this store, you will not only be fired, but also have to pay compensation. So you have to be very serious about working. I will continue to monitor your progress working here, said Mr. Alfin. Yes, sir, I will be very serious and work hard, I said, after hearing Mr. Alfin's words. All right, Victor. Now go home to pack your things. Then this afternoon, you can come to my apartment, because starting tomorrow you will have to live with me, said Nia. Okay, Nia, I said. That's where it all began. I have to go through what I have started on my own. Day by day will be very different from before I made this decision, but there is nothing I can do except take it seriously. After some time in the evening, I went to the place where Nia lives. I went there following the location that Nia sent me. Hello, Nia. I've arrived. I'm in front, I said. Yeah, just a moment. I'll be right out, said Nia. Finally, she came out of her apartment and invited me in. All right, have you taken a shower? Nia asked me. If taking a shower, not yet, I said. All right then, you go take a shower first, said Nia. Okay, I'll take a shower first, I said. Later, just use my soap for your shower. It's in the bathroom. And don't forget to use the lotion too, okay? Nia said. All right, Nia. Thank you, I said. Next, I took a shower as per Nia's instructions. After taking a shower, I came out wearing a t-shirt and a towel around my waist. Then Nia told me to come closer and take off my shirt. Of course I followed her, but suddenly Nia pulled my towel and I was only wearing underwear in front of her. Now we will live together. You said you want to learn to be a woman, so there's no need to be shy with me. Later, we will both be women, said Nia. I felt a bit foolish because I was naked in front of Nia. This was the first time I had been naked in front of a woman. Then Nia gave me a pink bra and panties with beautiful lace, and also pajamas to sleep in. I wore all the clothes that Nia gave me. Of course, Nia helped me, because this was the first time I wore such feminine women's clothing. We're missing one thing here, said Nia. Then Nia took a long wig from the cupboard and put it on my head. Ah, my little sister is so beautiful. Hehehe, said Nia, looking pleased. I looked in the mirror and was surprised when I saw my own reflection. It turns out I look quite beautiful as a woman. Moreover, I always remove the mustache and other facial hair whenever they grow, because I really don't like having a mustache. From now on, for your daily life, you have to wear women's clothing. I have already prepared all the clothes for you, and you also need to start taking care of yourself by using skincare and other treatments. Lastly, you have to regularly take hormone tablets, said Nia. Yes, all right, sis, I said to Nia. While I prepare everything for now, later when you start working, you will have to buy all your own necessities, said Nia. Yes, okay, sis, I replied, because Mr. Alfin asked me to teach you how to be a woman. The first lesson is we go out to buy food. You must be hungry, said Nia. I'm scared, sis. What if someone finds out that I'm actually a man? I said. Yes, all of this needs to be gotten used to. Never mind. The important thing is, you just follow me. You can wear a mask if you're still not confident. And one more thing, Nia said. What's wrong, sis? I said. You're already this beautiful. How can your name be Victor? Now your name will be Viona, okay? Said Nia. Viona? I asked. Yeah, it's nice, right? And it's not far from your real name, said Nia. Okay then, sis. Viona is a nice name too, I said. Then we both went to KFC together to buy dinner. I was very nervous when I got there. There were many people, and it was crowded with people eating there. "I'll have 2 fried chickens, fries, and a cola, takeaway," said Nia as she was ordering. I, who accompanied Nia, just stood silently beside her, without making any suspicious movements. Day by day, I go through learning to become a woman, starting from behavior, how women walk, body gestures, how a woman speaks, dressing, doing makeup, and so on. I learn all of this diligently. Nia taught me all those things, but I also learned on my own from the internet. I also regularly take hormone tablets every day. After a few days, I started to get used to this routine. Whether I like it or not, I have to go through with it because I have already signed the contract. It's been a week since I've been going through my routine of learning to be a woman, and I am starting to feel comfortable going through all of this. At first, my intention was just to keep working, but for some reason, I really enjoy it now. That night, Nia and I were about to sleep, and we had both already put on our pajamas. And now I am sleeping on the same mattress as Nia, because the mattress is wide enough for both of us. "Viona, tomorrow morning Mr. Alphen will come here," said Nia. "Are you coming here, sis?" I said. "Yes, that's what he said Nia. "What do you want to do, sis?" I asked. "Puck Alphen said he wants to see your progress over the past week, and he also wants to tell you if you can start working or not," Nia said. "When is he coming, sis?" I asked. "Probably in the morning or maybe in the afternoon. You can welcome Mr. Alphen by yourself later." "Because I have to work," said Nia. "Okay then, sis," I said. I suddenly fell silent, thinking about how I should behave tomorrow when I meet Mr. Alphen. While I was thinking about it, suddenly Nia called my name. "Viona," said Nia. "Yes, sis, what's up?" I said. "Have you ever had sexual intercourse?" Nia asked. "Never, sis. Why do you ask?" I replied. "I haven't either." "Do you want to try?" Nia suggested. "What do you mean, sis?" I said. Suddenly, Nia approached me and directed her hand towards my bird and immediately squeezed it. We kissed and did many things, and it became our first experience together. Then we both cleaned ourselves up afterward. Then Nia shared her life story, where all this time she rarely had a boyfriend, because she was always busy working to support her younger sibling. Due to being too busy working, she forgot to look for a boyfriend, and Kak Nia told me about it. Now Nia is 25 years old, where usually women at that age already have the desire to get married. However, Nia still wants to make her family happy first. And finally, we confided in each other until we both got sleepy and fell asleep.
To be continued, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.
In the dark, where secrets hide, whispered dreams that won't subside, silhouetted in the night, endless passion sets alight. Linger, softly penned, eyes that gleam with hidden fire, moving closer, pure desire.